in the heart of Badlands National Park. A strange and unsettling rule has been meticulously logged by every ranger since 1972. It is a simple, chilling instruction passed down through generations of park staff, a warning that defies all rational explanation. The rule is written in every logbook, a stark reminder of a mystery that has lingered for over 50 years. It reads, "If you hear the 1972 tape playing after dark, do not follow the voice." This rule didn't just appear out of nowhere. It was born from an incident that shook the very foundation of the park's ranger service. On the night of July 14, 1972, at exactly 11 minutes past 10 p.m., a seasoned ranger named James Harlan was on a routine night patrol along the Sage Creek Trail. He was a reliable man, someone who knew the park's rugged terrain like the back of his hand. But on that night, something went terribly wrong. James Harlan simply vanished. Hours turned into a frantic search. His truck was discovered parked right where it should have been, the engine cold, the doors unlocked. But James was gone. The only clue left behind was found on the dashboard. It was a small reel-to-reel tape recorder, its spools still slowly spinning in the dead of night. Attached to the tape was a small paper label, and on it, written in James Harlan's own familiar handwriting, were two chilling words: "Do not play." For decades, the story of Ranger Harlan became a local legend, a ghost story told around campfires. The mysterious tape was recovered by investigators, cataloged as evidence, and then sealed away, destined to gather dust in a forgotten corner of an archive. The official report concluded that Harlan likely got lost, succumbed to the elements, or fell victim to wildlife. Case closed. But the rangers who worked the park knew better. They knew the truth was something far stranger, something tied to that forbidden tape. The silence surrounding the incident was finally broken more than 50 years later. On December 26, 2025, the audio from the Harlan tape was leaked online by an anonymous source. The world could finally hear what was on that reel-to-reel. The audio quality was distorted, filled with static and the sound of wind whipping across the plains. But beneath the noise, a voice could be heard. It was unmistakably James Harlan at the 12-minute mark of the recording. His voice, laced with a strange mix of confusion and dawning horror, crackles through the speaker. He says, "Control, I see my truck ahead, but I'm still walking toward it." This statement is nonsensical, a paradox that defies logic. How could he be walking towards his truck if he was already there, recording this very message from inside it? The audio doesn't provide an answer. It just continues with the sound of his footsteps crunching on the gravel path, walking away from the very source of the recording. But the leak didn't just contain the audio from Harlan's tape. It was cross-referenced with archived audio from the 1972 missing person investigation. And that's where the true horror began to unfold. Another voice can be heard on the tape, a voice that is also identical to James Harlan's. It's a different recording, a different context, but the same man. This voice is calm, authoritative, as if leading a search party. It says, "Team, stay on the trail. We're almost back. Your replacement is ready." A replacement? What did it mean? Was it a search party for Harlan himself? Or was it something else entirely? The leaked audio sent shockwaves through the online communities dedicated to unexplained phenomena. Suddenly, the old Ranger rule from 1972 made terrifying sense. The voice on the tape wasn't just a recording. It was Aluri Mehmet, an entity that used Harlan's own voice to lead others astray. It was hunting. The leak forced the National Park Service to declassify several internal documents related to the 1972 trail tape, as it had come to be known internally. The newly released report was stamped classified on every page. It documented 37 separate instances since 1972 where rangers on night patrol reported hearing the phantom tape playing in the darkness. Each report was eerily similar. The sound would always emanate from just off the trail, seeming to move parallel to the ranger. The audio was always the same. James Harlan's voice detailing the exact patrol route scheduled for the next day. It was predicting the future, laying a trap. And every single time a ranger attempted to approach the source of the sound, it would abruptly stop, plunging the trail back into an unnerving silence. The entity was intelligent, it was patient, and it was learning. The 2025 leak changed everything. The old rule was no longer enough. The entity was adapting. On December 27, 2025, just one day after the audio hit the internet, a new urgent directive was issued to all Badlands Park Rangers. The memo stated that every ranger on night duty must now carry a 2025 digital recorder equipped with a timestamp lock, a feature that could not be altered. The new rule was terrifyingly specific. If your recorder picks up audio playback and the timestamp reads 1972, you have exactly 7 minutes and 19 seconds before the trail starts walking you. Not before you start walking the trail, but before the trail itself begins to move you, guiding you towards your replacement. The very next night, the new protocol was put to the test. On December 28, 2025, we have a 49-second body cam clip from a ranger on the Sage Creek Trail. The footage is shaky, illuminated only by the narrow beam of his flashlight. There are 3 rangers in total. Their voices tense as they sweep the darkness. Suddenly, one of them stops and turns to the others, his voice trembling. He says, "There's 4 of us now." The ranger with the body cam slowly pans his light across the group. 1, 2, 3, and then a 4th figure, standing slightly apart from the others. He's wearing the same uniform, has the same face as the ranger nearest to him. He is an identical copy, and in his hands, he's holding an old reel-to-reel player, the same model as James Harlan's. The tape is spinning, silently spooling out the route for the next day's patrol. The body cam footage cuts out. The final piece of this terrifying puzzle comes from a last transmission recorded at 10:11 p.m. on December 29, 2025, the exact time and date to the minutiae of James Harlan's disappearance 53 years prior. The voice on the radio is panicked, breathless. "Control, we have 5 rangers on trail. Only 4 clocked in. The 5th one, he just played my 1972 log, and my name is already recorded." A click, and then static. That was the last anyone ever heard from that patrol. So, if you ever find yourself wandering the desolate trails of Badlands National Park after the sun has set, and you hear the faint, distorted sound of a voice carried on the wind, a voice detailing the very path you plan to walk tomorrow, do yourself a favor. Check the timestamp. If it says 1972, it's already too late. You're not listening to a recording of the past. You're hearing the future. The trail just recorded your replacement. The story doesn't end here. The Yosemite Night Janitor footage drops in 48 hours. Make sure you subscribe and turn on all notifications before someone else plays your name on the tape.